Okay. When you're ready, you can press play on the playlist. And just make sure it's off shuffle. Cool. James is about to walk in the door, so you'll see him make an appearance. But all right, find a comfortable seat. And that could be cross-legged. Maybe you feel like knees together. Really up to you guys. Just starting to take a few deep breaths. Settling into your seat. It's just Kevin Burns. Not just, you're my favorite people. I feel like I've got a crown on from my mandala thing. Okay, I'll stop. So settling into your seat. And as you start to breathe a little deeper, noticing your body get a little heavier. Continuing to focus on the breath. With each exhale, perhaps your eyelids get a little heavier. Your gaze a little more distant. Until your eyelids touch. And there's no movement in you now besides your breath. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose. And taking whatever deep exhales you might need. With each exhale, letting go of your day and returning to right now in your body. Shifting from the external world to your internal world. And kindly, without judgment, noticing your thoughts. Noticing the mind working, just as the heart beats. And let the thoughts gently drift away as you come back to your breath. We're not trying to control the breath here, just noticing its rhythm. Noticing where in the body it's sitting today. Perhaps you only feel it in and out through the nostrils. Perhaps you feel it in your upper chest. Maybe in your side ribs. Or perhaps down in the belly. Knowing there's no right or wrong here. knowing you can always come back to the breath. And gently, when you're ready, bringing your hands together at heart center. Gently pressing the base of your thumbs into your sternum, really feeling your heart space. And gently finding tension between the two hands. Inviting in whatever it is your body's asking, your mind's asking for today, and setting your intention. And bowing your head to your heart space when you're ready. And as we exhale, we'll gently drop the hands. Option to keep the eyes closed, and we'll start to find a little movement in the neck. Gently bringing the chin from side to each shoulder. Opening up the back and side of the neck. If there's a spot that you'd like to sit in, one particular side that needs to be stretched out, feel free to stay still. Remember, this is your practice. This is your time to get to know your body. And so I will guide you, but both of you, I feel, know your body pretty well by now. So you take whatever adjustments you need. The neck is the throat chakra. The element is space. And so perhaps imagining a small universe inside the throat opening up. The color is blue. And it's all about our ability to communicate clearly what we mean. And also to hear and understand clearly what others mean. A few more head rolls. Perhaps dropping the head back, opening up the front of the neck if you haven't. Beautiful. Inhale, bring those arms up by your side. Really reach out, and you may find even a little bit of a back stretch, opening up the heart space, breathing in, reaching up to the sky. Option to gaze to your hands. And exhale, hands to heart center. And if you're not already, we'll come to your knees, sitting on your knees. And as we bring our hands to heart center, extending the arms forward and rounding the back. So you're dropping the neck down to the chin, dropping the chin down to your chest, and rolling it from the back. Inhale, arms come back out to the side. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together, open up the heart space, drop the head back. And exhale, come together in front of you, reaching forward, rounding the back. And so in a way, we're doing cat-cow, which we're going to move into now. So bringing the hands forward and gently, knees hip-width distance apart, wrists under shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly. Drop those shoulder blades down the back and lift up the neck. And exhale, pressing away the earth, rounding the spine, suctioning that belly. Finding your own movements here, perhaps a little more fluid. Perhaps not but importantly, moving with the breath. Letting the breath move through the spine. Knowing that we're not in any rush here. We have till 6:30 and for the rest of our lives, hopefully, together. Beautiful. When you're ready, starting to shift the weight into your left hand. Inhale, peeling back the right hand, reaching to the sky. And exhale, slipping that hand under the left. Head comes down, shoulder comes down to the ground. So we're in supine twist. Perhaps you lift your left arm to the sky. So knowing that we're twisting here in the core and we're flossing the spine. So left hand comes down, back to the mat, pressing back up, right arm back to the sky. And finding your own cadence, using the tops of your feet to really steady your legs. And focusing on the twist. And perhaps you bring that left arm to the outer edge of your right hip. Right? Finding an extra bind. Really opening up that left chest to the sky. Perhaps not. Perhaps it's up at the sky. Perhaps down on the ground. Pressing back up when you're ready. Moving at your own pace. So if my cues are not working, just do what you need to. And a few more. Perhaps closing the eyes over, really feeling it in the back. And letting that core, when you get to the twist, do its work. Only one more round, and we'll meet back in tabletop. So twisting, as I've said before, is like a washcloth. We've got all this stuff built up inside of us. And now we're wringing it out. Back to your cat-cow, finding what movements you need. Letting that left shoulder have a bit of a break as we start to shift the weight into the right hand. Inhale, peeling back that left arm to the sky. And exhale, flossing it under. Again, finding what option works for you. Noticing how it feels different on each side. Working with your breath. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming down. Perhaps taking a whole round on the ground of breath. Perhaps two. Getting that mind into the core. Letting it do the twist. Waking up. I want to say your abdomen, like your shoulders to your hips. And one more round. And as the muscles start to wake up, don't fear them. Or if you do notice the fear, just come back to your breath. Back in tabletop, finding another cat-cow. Good job, you guys. I'm going to tuck those toes, sit back on our feet. I was going to make you do tiger curls, but I'm not going to. Sit back on our feet, letting the fascia in the feet really start to open up. Now notice, I do this. Somehow I'm leaning forward or I'm holding my weight in my upper body. Drop it. Let it go. Really sit on your feet. Perhaps you close the eyes over, palms face up. Come back to your breath. Remember that sensation is momentary. No sensation, hunger, fear, love, joy, nothing is permanent. Momentary, like waves on the ocean surface. The breath sits beneath it, steady. It's a cat on the screen. See if you can listen to me. I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm just going to move it. Okay, come off your feet. Coming back into tabletop, walking the hands a little further in front. Tapping out the tops of the feet. Great job. Tucking those toes. Bring that tummy into the spine. Lifting the hips to the sky. Down dog. Yes. He's actually doing down dog, would you believe it? Pedaling out the feet. And so here, hands are, wrists are in line with your shoulders, ankles in line with your hips. So have a look. They're the base of your pose. Hands and fingers are really spread nice and wide and pressing down into the mat. Beautiful. Keep pedaling those feet out. Noticing where you're feeling the stretch, looking to the hands, bend the knees, and we'll step up to the top of the mat. Nice work, forward fold. Option here, bend the knees as much as you need so your tummy's resting on your thighs. Crown of head faces the ground. Or if you want to feel a little more in the hamstrings, straightening the legs, lifting those thigh bones, keeping those legs nice and active. Tummy comes into the spine and it will give you a little more length to fold forward. Option if you need, take your ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows, and just gently swinging from side to side. Keeping those legs active and coming back to your breath. Beautiful. Using the toes as you start to perhaps feel like you fall forward, but try and keep those hips in line with the heels. If you'll extend the hands to the ground, inhale, we're going to straighten the spine. Option to bring your hands to your shins, perhaps your knees, wherever you need just to straighten your spine. Traditionally, hands are actually still on the ground, but we'll get there. And exhale, forward fold. Dropping the top of the body down, letting gravity do the work. You know where we're going, moving into Sunny, pressing into the legs, activating, slowly rolling up. Beautiful, arms come out wide. Big inhale here, up to the sky. And exhale down to your heart center. Hold here. Find Tadasana. Mountain pose, navel into the spine. Press into the feet. Option, lift the toes, spread the toes, place them back down, suction up the mat. That's going to turn on the thighs, and that's the bottom part of Tadasana. Shoulder blades down the back, creating space. Hands actually come either side of you, palms face out. And just hold here a minute and breathe. Everything is active, all turned on, yet you are standing still. Inhale, arms come up to the sky. Option, gazing up to the hands. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. We'll step back to a high plank. Setting up your high plank, wrist under shoulders, balls of feet under your heels, navel to spine. Press the earth away. So you're really in cat here, right? With your back. Pressing the earth away. Shift the weight forward, going down. Chaturanga. Squeeze those elbows. Untuck the toes. Cobra pose. Elbows come together, shoulder blades down the back. Tummy is turned on. Press into the tops of the feet. Option, extend the arms straight up. Thighs lift off the ground. Up dog. Aslan. Oh. He closed it. Up dog, good job. And shifting back into down dog. Nice work, you guys. We're going to go through 2 more sun A's. And I'll guide you through, but go at your own pace. Perhaps you want a little faster. Maybe it's a little slower. Bend the knees, look to the hands, step with the opposite foot, top of the mat, forward fold. Really focusing on opening up the backs of the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Crown of head to the ground. Inhale all the way up. Arms come out wide. Hands to heart center. And good job, Tadasana, turning everything on. Up we go again. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. So this is the salutation to the sun, a prayer to the sun. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, plant the hands. Now step back with the opposite foot. So the sun is the masculine. Inhale, shift the weight forward, chaturanga. Untuck the toes, cobra. It is action. Up dog. Now, if you want to hold in up dog for a moment, trying to use the shoulders, press the earth away, open the chest. So we're not just dumping in a lower back, it's our whole spine. And exhale, down dog. Oh, good job, you guys. One more round. Bend the knees, look to the hands, step up. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Noticing if the body's opening up a little more. Navel to spine, press into the earth, lifting all the way up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, ascend those shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, stepping back with a different foot. Holding your plank. Press the earth away, shift the weight forward. All the way down, chaturanga. Untuck the toes, press into the tops of the toes. Magnetize those elbows together. Aslan, lifting up, cobra, or up dog. And moving back into down dog, holding here for a moment. Sorry if I'm a little rattly. Just taking out the earrings. Find your breath here. Notice what thoughts are coming up. Let them go. We're here to spend time with your body. So shifting the weight onto your tippy toes and back down. Noticing as you shift the weight into your tippy toes, perhaps you lose a little length in the upper body. And as you come back down, you find a bit more length. Beautiful. One more round of that, up onto the tippy toes. And back down. Both feet come together at the back of the mat. Right leg to the sky. Active foot pressing on a wall behind you. Inhale, tuck that knee, bring it all the way close to your elbow and back out. Beautiful. 3 more tiger curls. Inhale, all the way to tap the right elbow and back out. Inhale in. Exhale out. And see for the last one how tight you can squeeze the knee up towards the armpit. And then we'll plant that right foot down. Good job, you guys. Untuck that back foot. Moving into crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Finding that right angle in the front leg. Now notice here, perhaps your left hip is a little lower than your right. Shift that. Trying to work out how you explain how to shift it. But essentially you're trying to make them level. So we're not dumping into the left side. Perhaps it's walking that front foot a little closer. Inhale, arms come up wide. To the sky, sorry. With each inhale, finding a little length in the upper body. Exhale, we're going to shift the weight forward into the front foot, opening up that left hip. Option here, interlace the hands at the base of the spine. Send them down your left leg. Open up the heart space to the ceiling. And don't forget to breathe. Beautiful, few more breaths here. Option to bring the arms back up. We're gonna bring our hands to our hips. I'm gonna challenge you a little, tuck the toes and the back foot, lift up that back leg. Pressing down into the feet. Arms come up. Now really activate that back leg. Ideally, it's almost parallel to the floor. And see if you can see that front big toe. Shift that knee out towards the right a little so you can see that front big toe. 2 more breaths, let yourself shake. Beautiful, exhale, both hands come down to frame the front foot. We're gonna lower the left hand and bring the right hand up to the sky, twisting at the core. Keep that back leg activated, lift it. Working to stack the shoulder blades on top of one another. One straight line, tips of fingertips down to the ground. Twisting in the core. Beautiful, exhale, lower that back leg down, arm comes down, and walk that right leg out, finding lizard lunge. Now option here, you can lift that back leg again. Just move the weight around to see what kind of lizard lunge you're looking for. Perhaps your foot's down and you're really lifting up and you're opening up that left hip a bit more. Or perhaps you're bringing your forearms down and you're opening up the right hamstring. So just see what you need today. A few more breaths. Notice where the mind wandered. And come back, exhale. Walking the hands back, walk that right foot in a little again. We're going to straighten that front leg. So in half forward fold, opening up that right hamstring. Beautiful, plant that front foot down, lift up that back leg and make it parallel to the back edge of the mat. We're actually going to move into Skandasana. So I'm on my tippy toes of my right foot and I'm just going to shift my weight over to my left and open up that right leg. Now, it's up to you how crazy you want to get with this. You can use no hands. You can try and stay on the heel of the folded foot. I'm not there yet. But today I want to use my hands. I'm going to use my hands. So finding movement with your breath. Inhale, we move. Up, exhale, back down. Every movement is with intention. You know exactly where your body is going. Getting down into your hips, into your legs. One more round. We're actually going to meet in the middle, finding wide-legged forward fold. So to help you with this one, you can line up your heels with with the edge of your mat, so you know that they're in line, and then folding forward. And your toes are slightly inverted, so kind of almost pointing towards one another. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. And let the upper body just hang. Find your breath. Crown of head working its way towards the floor. Beautiful. Placing your left hand directly under your nose, so it's in the center. Right hand comes to base of spine, peeling open towards the right. So twisting again at the core. Now, to avoid injuring your arms, in your wrists, and your shoulders, really press all the way from your hand into your shoulders, away from the mat. It's all active. We're not dumping the weight. And exhale, swapping sides. Right hand comes to the center, left to the base of spine. Find your breath. Exhale, let it all hang loose. Come to the front. Beautiful. Now we're going to rotate our feet. We're going to start to frame that front right foot, so the left foot will move a bit. And we're going to go straight back into down dog. Pedaling out the feet. And noticing perhaps how each side of your body feels a little different. A bit more length perhaps in that right leg. Both feet come together at the back of the mat. Left leg to the sky. Inhale, bring that knee, tap that left elbow straight back out. Nice and controlled movement, all active. Squeezing as you tap. Turning on the core. One more. And plant that left foot down. Good job. Untuck, lower the back leg, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms come up. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Again, checking in with your hips. Squaring them before we lean further forward into the right hip. Lifting up out of the spine, the ribs. Option to grab each thumb, spread the fingers out wide. Maybe that will help you reach a little higher. Your thumbs are finding tension against each other. And how much space do you have to open up that right hip? Exhale, hands come down to your hips. Tuck the back toe. And lifting that back leg. Pressing into the front foot heel. It's going to activate the glute. Inhale, arms come up. Beautiful. Activate that back leg, lifting the knee. And perhaps you find a little further depth in the front leg. Know that as the fire builds, we're burning through whatever we're holding. It's necessary for growth. Exhale. Arms come down, frame the front foot. Right arm presses down into the mat. Left arm peels up to the sky. Keep that back leg lifted, twisting at the core. Wringing out old stuff. Making way for fresh circulation. Twisting at the core. Good job. Exhale. Arm comes down. Lower that back leg. Walk that left foot out. We're finding lizard lunge. Again, finding the variation that you need. Perhaps you keep that back leg lifted and you move about a bit. Perhaps you really want to open up the right hip, or maybe you're lowering down to the ground. Beautiful. Inhale, walking that left foot in. Tuck those back toes and straighten the left leg. Half forward fold. Working to get the nose to the toes. Beautiful. And coming back into that front leg. We're going to set up for triangle because it's the best. So just bring that back foot up a little. How do I describe this? Heels shoulder width or hip width distance apart. And that back foot is at a 90-degree angle. Okay, we're going to stand all the way up. I'm going to turn around. Back foot's at that 90-degree angle. It's not a huge distance. Maybe like, I'm not even going to try and estimate because I think I'll get it wrong. Not a huge distance. Hands on hips. Shifting the weight back. So your hips are going to shift backwards. And we're going to bring that left arm down, right arm to the sky. Option, perhaps the left arm, only reaches the shin. That's also fine. Working to stack those shoulder blades on top of one another and finding those beautiful triangles here and at your legs. Feeling it in the lower right back. And perhaps you gaze to your right hand. Letting the lower back open up. The feet are active, the legs are active, pressing into the ground, lifting the thigh bones, and using the leverage of your left forearm or hand to press open your chest towards the right. Beautiful. Gently coming back to center, lifting up. Hands on hips. Make sure they're square. We're going to move into pyramid. So option 2, I'm not so great at this yet, but bringing both palms together at the base of your spine. Tuck that tummy in. Keep those legs active, nice and straight, pressing into the ground as you gently start to fold forward. Coming back to your breath, letting your feet be the base of your pyramid. Aslan's got the zoomies. Notice what thoughts are coming up. Now be careful not to hyperextend that front leg. Find a little bend in it. Tummy comes into the spine. Inhale, gently lifting back up. Great job, you guys. Hands on hips. We're going to turn and find our wide-legged forward fold. And let it all hang out. Now I want you to see if you can turn to the back of your mat. And we're moving into triangle again, but on the right side. So again, left foot is facing the upper left corner of your mat. Standing up before we find that proper triangle. Hands on hips. Start to shift the weight back. Right arm comes down, scraping the right shin, left arm comes up to the sky. Legs are active. And bring your attention to your lower left back. It's as if we have a wall on either side of us, and we're fitting in that wall, between the two walls. Stack those shoulder blades and move them down your back, away from your neck. Reaching for the sky. Keep that twist with your core. And take your breath to that lower left back. Inhale, gently lifting up. Great job, you guys. Moving back into pyramid, option to bring the palms together at the base of the spine. When you're ready, gently start to shift the weight from your hips backwards and fold forward. Keeping the spine straight. So don't worry about where your head gets to. Most important is we've got that beautiful straight spine. Nice straight legs. A strong pyramid to find the secrets of the universe, as Kevin and I worked out. Again, shoulder blades are going down the back and open up that front right hamstring. And inhale, lifting up. Great work, hands on hips, facing the side of your mat now. And we're just going to shake out the legs. Great work. Coming to the top of your mat. Big toes come together. You might know where we're going. Arms come down the back. Bending the knees. Inhale, arms come up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Navel comes into spine. Check out your toes. Make sure you can see them. Knees come further back if not. Can you go a little deeper? Turning on the glutes by pressing into the heels. And finding space in your ribs, in your belly. Lift that chest up if you need, and then sit back again. Inhale, arms come to heart center, hands three. Right, we're going to twist over to the left. Right arm comes down towards the ground, left arm to the sky. Twisting in the core. Back to center. Keep the heat. Let the legs burn, swapping sides. Left arm comes to the outer right foot, right arm to the sky. Twisting with your core. Inhale back to center. Arms come forward, not up. We'll sit all the way down. Oh, good job. Great work, you guys. Extending the feet in front of us. We'll find, oh, let me get my breath. Dandasana. Wrists come under shoulders. We're just gonna find a nice flat back. Toes come towards your face, active legs. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Now, option here, perhaps your hands don't reach your feet. That's okay. Wherever they reach to, keep that nice straight spine. And we're starting to cool down. Do quite a few twists today. Wringing out perhaps things that are stagnant inside us. Come back to your breath. Where is it sitting now? Inhale, letting go. I'm going to bring the base of the feet together. We're finding bound ankle pose. Now, option here, I'll face you guys. Sorry, it's not an option. Ideal, elbow to wrist, that's the length we want. From our groin to our heels, start to fold forward. And here we let gravity do the work. Opening up our hips. Okay. Beautiful, coming back to center. We're going to move into deer. Option if you want to go into half pigeon. Bringing the right foot so it's parallel to the top of the mat, sorry, the shin. Left foot is parallel to the edge of the left mat. So we've got this windmill action going on. Facing the front of the mat, inhale, arms come up. And slowly start to fold forward. Aslan. Getting curious about perhaps what came up for you today. Revisiting your intention. And here, taking your breath to your right hamstring. Notice your mind wanders. Coming back to your body, gently lifting back up. If you did go into half pigeon, bring that left knee back so it's parallel. We're going to find, it's called an internal rotation. We're going to bring the left hand behind us. So our chest will open towards the left. And we're kind of looking at our left hip. And you'll feel it in the top of the left hip. It will feel very strange if you haven't felt it before. And let gravity do the work. Take your breath to your hip. Know that we're approaching the end of the session. Know that each time you practice is a little act of self-love, a gift that you give to yourself. Two more breaths here. And back to center. We're going to swap over. Bringing that left leg in front. I'm just going to turn around. Right leg behind. Really important to have those right angles, otherwise we're putting pressure on the knees. Inhale, arms come up and folding forward. And whereabouts is your breath sitting? Can you start to encourage it down into the belly? Breathing in and out through the nose provides the best ratio for our body of oxygen and carbon dioxide. It increases efficiency of blood circulation and oxygen circulation. And deep belly breaths massage our internal organs, supporting digestion and excretion. Shifting us into our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest. Inhale, gently starting to lift up. And if that right leg was behind you, finding deer pose. Bringing the right arm behind and gently leaning back till you feel that right hip. Now, if you're not feeling it, just play with the knee. Perhaps it needs to be a little further back than you have it. We won't spend too much longer, a couple more breaths here before we move into Shavasana. Taking that breath down to the right hip, letting it go. Inhale, gently taking the weight off it. Rotating to the front of your mat, swing that leg around, and we're going to come all the way down onto the back. Bringing the knees nice and close into the chest, giving yourself a little side to side. And we'll take a nice, quick supine twist before we go into Shavasana. So whichever way you want to start. Now feel free to come back into your supine twist after Shavasana. Swapping sides. There are so many poses I want to do. Gently coming back to center. If you have something to cover your eyes, feel free to grab it. If you have a sore lower back, feet come to the ground, knees drop in. Otherwise, extending the legs out to the edges of the mat. Tuck those shoulder blades in just a little, opening up the chest. Palms come down. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And with each exhale, gently letting go a little more. Gently sinking further into the mat. Your outer world slowly dissolving. Your inner world full of space. Remembering what you truly are. Awareness. Everything in the background. Relaxing the face. Relaxing the jaw. Your energy soft. And nothing else exists but right. And let the mantra wash over you. reminding you of the truth. Of the universe within. In this space, fear dissolves, and there's no good or bad. There just is. Always available to you. Gently starting to deepen the breath, bringing your awareness back into your body. Perhaps one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Noticing the rise and fall. Starting to find some movement. Your toes. Whatever movement you guys need, we know where we're going. Stretching overhead. Some deep breaths with the mouth. Bring the knees rolling to the side. Your arm as a pillow. And with your eyes closed, gently making your way to a seat. Bringing the hands together at heart center. And revisiting the intention you set. And please show yourself some gratitude for showing up at the mat. It's uncomfortable until it's not. The light in me sees and loves the light in both of you. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Happy Hump Day.